Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for tuning in. So today we will be talking about my follow-up appointment, my recovery, and how I'm doing post-abortion. So let's get right into it. Starting from week 1 post-abortion, 2 days after, I started experiencing some light cramping, as well as some bleeding. I started passing some debris, and basically what debris is like the excess blood that didn't pass throughout the abortion. So basically what that would look like is some blood, some small blood clots, as well as a mix of some of your own discharge in there. The cramping at first was pretty strong, I won't lie, but I did notice that staying active or even just going on walks really helped me a lot, especially because I'm somebody that isn't really active. You know, the most I'll do is like clean around the house, or I have to go pick up my daughter and drop off my daughter home or something. So I didn't really get a lot of activity going before that. So staying active and moving around and getting my body going, but not to the extent that I'm pushing myself, really helped ease the cramps, at least for me. By the time I got to week 2, the cramps had completely gone away, but I was still passing a good amount of blood, I would say. There were some times where I would have to use the bathroom to either pee or just relieve myself of like these random gushes of blood that would come out. I also noticed that the blood could be kind of runny, a little bit watery. I don't know if that was just my experience, but that was something I definitely noticed. It was a lot different from the abortion itself and any kind of period I've had. At the end of week 2, on August 1st, I was set to go in for my follow-up appointment. So basically this would consist of a check-in. They would be giving me a vaginal ultrasound to check how much debris I might have left, and also to ensure that the abortion itself was successful, which it was in this case. During this appointment, they would also be checking my iron levels. The only reason for that though is because I'm anemic, which is known as having low iron levels in the blood. So not everyone gets checked for this. So if you are anemic, it would probably be a good idea to get that checked. So going into the clinic, it's basically like going into any regular doctor's appointment. I did make sure to bring my ID and my insurance card, and I just waited for my name to be called. So once my name was called, I went in and they performed a vaginal ultrasound. The abortion was successful, like I said, but they did let me know that they noticed that there was a lot more debris left inside compared to what I should have had left, as well as bleeding a lot more than I should be, which was kind of surprising because honestly, the blood that I was passing didn't seem like much, at least compared to periods that I have. But because of my anemia, I'm pretty prone to having really heavy periods. So seeing this very small amount of blood come out of me didn't seem like that big of a deal. But I'm glad that they let me know, because I wouldn't have known, honestly. So I was really glad that they were able to detect that. So following that, they instructed me to take 3 of my iron supplement pills that I was already prescribed, versus the 2 that I usually take daily. And I would do that for the next 3 days, and that would be set to come in on that 3rd day. To see if that helped with the debris and also the bleeding. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to that appointment because I didn't have anybody to watch my daughter, and so I kind of just had to freeball it for the next 2 days because it was the weekend after that. So I had to go in on the following week on Monday morning, and so I did. And they gave me another vaginal ultrasound, and they confirmed that I had like the smallest bit of debris that should pass within a few days, and I was basically set to go. So after that, I was done with my appointments and my abortion was successful and I was completely fine. So now I am officially 5 weeks into recovery. If I didn't mention before, the bleeding could last between 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. It just depends on the person, really. I am still bleeding, but I do suspect that it might be my period now, just because the blood was a lot different than it was before. It's like a different consistency, and you know, you're kind of able to tell like the difference. Other than the symptoms that I experienced really early into my recovery, I haven't experienced anything else other than the bleeding, and that's probably the most annoying part of it because I have to go through pads like crazy. No, I mean, not like crazy where I'm bleeding so much, but you know, you gotta change your pads and keep up with the hygiene because you know, you can't exactly stay with the same pad for like a certain amount of time. So that's a lot of money. You know, if you understand, then you understand. Like pads are pretty pricey. So just having to spend on pads like back to back is really annoying. But other than that, I haven't really experienced anything else, and I'm just glad that the worst part of it is over, and hopefully the bleeding will stop really soon because I'm kind of over it. But other than that, I'm doing great. If you or anybody you know has gone through an abortion or is currently going through one, I will be listing some hotlines below where you can reach out to somebody to support you or just talk you through it, or even just to share your experiences as well. So be sure to check that out. On that note, I will be ending my video here, so feel free to like, subscribe, yada yada. Also, if you guys have any ideas or inspiration that I can kind of feed off on for any future videos or just something to talk about later on, feel free to comment any of your ideas. I'm open to anything. I'm kind of thinking about doing a Q&A for my future video because I feel like I haven't really talked about who I am. I've kind of just been talking about my abortion experience. So yeah, if you guys want to get to know me, ask me anything. My DMs are open. My comments are there. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.